All right, gang, today I've got something crazy for you. A drone that's less than 500 bucks that comes with a remote with a screen on it. And this thing can shoot at 4K, but will it do as good as some of its competitors? Let's take a look. Today, we're testing out a highly technical aerial evaluation. What's up, gang? Tony here from Beastmode Camping, and as you can see, today we've got an okay wind. It's not extra strong, but it is enough to blow my beard around a little bit. We're taking a look at the Ruko U11 Mini drone. We're gonna open it up, see what all's in here, but I did want to get this out here on multiple days so we can see it in an okay wind, and for a smaller drone, I do have my doubts on how it's gonna hold up in a windier situation. Let's see what we've got in the box. So we've got the drone itself. It's not super small, but it is sub, what is that, 249 grams, so you don't have to have the FAA license for it. It's got the RC3 controller with a 4K display on it, an extra battery, and some accessories. We'll go through all that here in a little bit, but let's get it up in the air and see how this thing does. So one of the reasons I set up right here by these trees is once I get it up in the air, I do want to make sure that it's got very level and flat footage, because what I'm mostly concerned about is getting just very crisp images when I'm out and about. Especially for our channel, I want to make sure that I'm doing you guys justice. If I'm at a park or something and I want to get a shot of some mountains, trees, or whatever it is, I want to be able to get that crisp image, even no matter if it's windy or not. But secondly, I want to take a look and see how it performs when I tell it to hang a left turn. Will it left turn? So I'm going to go through an obstacle course basically of trees and just see how it navigates, and also see how the remote pairs with it and gets the video to get back to us in a timely manner so it doesn't crash while we're flying it around. All right, let's get it up in the air and see how it works. Oh, one thing, you always want to take off the cover for your camera or else the gimbal can't adjust itself. So I'm going to turn this off and turn it back on just so we can make sure that that thing's good. We're going to get it up in the air just a little bit, and then we're going to tell it. So for some reason it says unavailable before takeoff. That stinks, but let's go ahead and tell it takeoff. Okay, now it says we're recording it. Let's take it up, see what it looks like here. One of the things I love doing with my drones, and it kind of gets you nervous at first, but I like to get it way up there and see if it's going to be able to make it back. So at some point we'll do that as well. So right now we're at about 200 feet, 250 feet. Get it up to about 300 or 400. Take it over the park here. Back, let's turn it. Angle down the camera a bit. Okay, so we're at max altitude of 400 feet. Can't really go any higher than that because of FAA rules. While you don't have to have an FAA license, it's still, this thing's gonna keep you from doing stuff you shouldn't. Pretty good amount of wind, and this is looking very nice so far. All right, so let's turn it a bit. Go out this direction. We'll come over the, what's that thing called here? A pavilion. It's actually really large, so we're gonna get it over there, and I'm gonna tell it to come home, and we're gonna see how close it gets to landing right here. But as you can see, so far, it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna tell it to come home. Want to see how close it's gonna make it to right there. We'll get it all on camera. How it looks, the stability of it, I'm gonna have to give it an A+. So what we're wanting to do is see how close to this we get. Back this out just a hair. All right, so I took off right from here. All right, it's hovered up there, it's coming down. Oh, here it is. Looks like it's about 100 feet up right now. You might be able to start hearing it. And again, that case is where it took off from. What do we got? About 5 feet. Not horrible. I've seen much worse on other drones. But let's take it through these trees right now and see how that performs. I am no pro at flying through tight spaces. I've seen some of those videos. All right. Okay, my guess is when I landed it last time, it didn't get to go through the trees. So let's take it back through the trees and see, try our hand at that again. I just want to keep it somewhere around here, around 5-6 feet, and see how we do here. Oops. Okay, so the delay on this did hurt me.
Or I was going way too fast.
So the thing hit a tree, it folded a couple of the wings back and landed. You could see where the blades were hitting it after they folded back, and it didn't stop. So it just kind of carved it up like a weed eater. All right, so here's gonna be the biggest test. I hit a tree, it folded the wings back, it couldn't recover, and is it gonna be able to get back up in the air again? Because for something this expensive, you do wanna make sure that it's got some survivability after a crash. So let's get it right back up and see what happens. Before I do that, I am gonna switch out the batteries because I've been out here for about 35 minutes or so flying it, and I don't want it to run out of juice right immediately. And hey, good to go. All right. It looks like everything's good. The only thing is, you can't really use it like an FPV drone because I think the amount of time it takes for that to get back to my eyes, or excuse me, for the camera to get back to here is a little bit long, because trying to navigate through trees and stuff, you can see I crashed it pretty quick. But it held up fine. So if you're not trying to run it through a bunch of windows and stuff like that, I think you're gonna be fine. One of the things I really wanted to check out were the tracking features of this and make sure that it works. I tried it while I was out there, but unfortunately it seems like once you record the screen on here, you really need to offload it to the SD card, which is right there. And I didn't do that. I think I got a few of them and then I lost it. So let's get this thing up in the air and see how it works. Now it does say that it wants to be anywhere from 3 to 10 meters away. So I'm not gonna put it too far away, and I am gonna angle it down towards me, and then we'll see what we get from there. And again, you can see with the trees, the wind's blowing okay, and it's giving incredibly stable video. Have I mentioned how much I hate fire ants? So all I'm doing right now is I just drew a box around myself, and let's see if it's able to keep up. So far the green box is still around me, but the drone isn't moving. It obviously sees me. Okay, so maybe it'll go left and right, but it's gonna stay centered or stay basically where it's at. Okay, so just doing simple movements, it lost me. I'm gonna try that again. I'm gonna move pretty slow here. All right, now I'm gonna give a little bit of a turn. All right, getting a little faster. Oh, and it lost me. So let's try it one last time. And this time I'm just gonna move further away from it and see if it'll come with me. Come on, alien. Oh, now it's got Alien in the picture. I think, you know, for very small movements, it might be able to keep you, but they've got a little bit of work to do on that. But good thing is, I don't really look for stuff like that. For me personally, I'm looking for that great image quality and being very stable, especially in high wind, which this thing seems to cut the mustard on that. But let's get back to the park and do some more testing. Again, I think the subject tracking has a little bit that it could work on there. But as far as the stability, it looks good. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. The biggest reason I wanted to get one of these is for the cost. So again, spending anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 on a drone can get expensive. But something that takes decent images, I can get up in the air, especially if I'm at some of these parks that may want to confiscate my gear if they see me flying it around. But I also don't drive 55 everywhere either. Let me know what you guys think of this. If this is your type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
If you like this type of content, make sure you check out our YouTube channel where we have hundreds of videos just like this. If you want to see our newest adventures, be sure to click the subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss another video.